Kisa. Man, what did you guys think of Drake album, man? The reason I say Drake album, even though it's supposed to be a collab album between Drake and Party, it felt like more like Drake album than Party album. Let me explain you why. In the album, there's 21 songs. Drake have I believe 6 or 7 songs, solo song. Party only have one solo song, right? So that's between 7 and 8. So the remaining 13 or whatever, they collab on it. But in the whole album, it feel like it's supposed to be a love album because they said something sexy song, but it was all about rapping about all the things that's been going on, even though that's not what this album's supposed to be about. I think people, when they heard that it's supposed to be a love song, of course people expected Drake supposed to come and like reply, but he didn't. He kind of replied, but matter of fact, he only replied in one song where he kind of like hit at everybody. But maybe he wanted 2 songs. That song where he go, I think he said, "Give me a hug," and where he went at Joe Button, right? He went at Joe Button, calling him a D sucker, and tell him now he called Melissa Ford a legend. A legend of what? Legend, like, bro, she was a music model. Like, she wasn't a model. She was just a music model. And we heard about from what's his name again? About Cameron, how she used to like prostitute herself with like high-ranking basketball players. She was charging $2,000 to all the way to $10,000 depending on the player. So legend of what? Like the legend of music video, but like, okay, if you wanna call it that, but I feel like like that guy from the Joe Button podcast I said, Dre is playing Russian roulette, where he try to build Melissa head up, where to like separate them and stuff, like divide and conquer or something like that. And she really like got over herself and like put it in her Instagram bio and kind of like tag Drake's song on that. Bro, you over yourself, man. And I see Joe Button by Melissa Ford a flower because of that. Okay, never mind. That's too much time on Melissa Ford. But yeah, the song, it was like, it's supposed to be about a love song again, but he's rapping most of the song, and it feel like but he takes shot. Yeah, but in that song, I think it was the same song where, I forgot, maybe that's a different song, where his party is talking about, I'm not trying to beef, nah, I'm not trying to beef, I'm just trying to party. But if you're not trying to beef, you just try to party, why don't you do that in the first place and tell Kendrick you didn't want to beef or not respond to Kendrick? You wanted to start a beef, but when the shit got hot, now you say you did not try to beef. Bruh, you not try to beef because you lose the beef. You cannot continue a beef when you already lose it. Now, overall, do Drake gonna win a little bit? Yeah, because Drake is more like a fan favorite. Kendrick Lamar now start getting global. Drake is been global. Like, if you listen, like, he actually doing the Wireless Festival. He's doing the whole thing, headlining the whole thing. I don't know why. I don't know how much money they give him. It's not like they need it, but I think that's a good way Drake try to shift his friendship from like black to, he's not gonna keep his all black fan. He try to secure more white fan, try to become strong. I wonder eventually if he's gonna become like Machine Gun Kelly. You know how you see like Kid Rock and Machine Gun Kelly, a lot of those white rapper, when they become black, eventually they switch white. I wonder eventually is that going to be Drake? Did he think he's gonna be like Michael Jackson, gonna be, even though he's black, but he's gonna have a lot of mostly white fan? But that can be very dangerous, because one thing about having white fan, once you do something damage to them, they'll click to ask you out, because you black regardless how bad you see yourself. Well, I digress, guys. But yeah, man, the album was decent. Like I said, he actually have songs that I think eventually gonna play radio. But I even saw DJ Academy was hinting that not just him, like a couple of people, Drake fans, I can say, that sometime when they go to Spotify looking for a Drake album, they couldn't find it, like Spotify was pressing it. But I feel like it's all more alleged. I try to do that myself, it pop up, but I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know, because they do that for selected people. But I'm not gonna deny it just because I don't wanna. I wasn't there when those people was looking for those stuff. But like I said, overall one, I think I know Carson, I give it a 8.2, but he said he really want to give it a 7.8. I mean 7.8 out of 10. I think it's a 7 out of 10. I think it's a very decent album. Matter of fact, even T-Pain kind of said the album was like kind of everywhere, because it feel like it was a bunch of waste songs between Party and Dre, because both of them are Canadian and they've been in the studio a lot, right? So they probably go to the roster of all the songs they made together and kind of like maybe go back to the studio and fix a couple verses and stuff like that. And then eventually Drake, probably the 7th song he maybe rap about, like the one he rap about maybe is current. I mean, maybe, and also the one where he said, "Give me a hug," that one might be current. But half of the album and probably just extra song he did with Party, and then they try to put through. That's why the song, the whole album, they have one direction. It was all over the place. Even though the cover of the album have a symbol, but like I said, a lot of people are saying it was all over. Only people who really like the album is only Drake fan. Now, do you think it's gonna do numbers? It may not do that 400 Drake one, just because if Universal is pressing it between with him and Spotify, because Universal do own share of Spotify, but I would think just Sony as well, because they say the own it's not just one person, it's a group of people. So between Sony and Warner Brothers, and I would think, I mean, UMG, Warner Brothers, and Sony. I think those are the 3, maybe a 4 record label that left, big record label. So I would think Sony is probably one of the big label that own it, and I don't think they would allow UMG to let Spotify suppress it. But you never know. If Sony doesn't have a dog in the fight, you know what I mean, they're not gonna do much, because they don't want to go. They're probably not gonna, you know what I mean. But if Sony want to sign Drake, you understand, because Drake try to get away from UMG. If and maybe move on to Sony, maybe. So we'll see what's the number look like, and probably I'll talk about it maybe later. But overall, man, the album wasn't, I would say, bad. It was good and it was decent, but like I said, it was also all over the place. I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but also I'm not a Drake hater either. Sometimes I like when he likes, sometimes I don't like. Some song I like, some like I don't like. And you know one thing about Drake, our song, a lot of time it grows on me. Sometimes I didn't like it when I first hear it, but eventually as I start hearing it on the radio or people start bringing it to me, and I start paying more attention and depth to the song, and I begin to like it. So that's what I think about the Drake new album. Like I said, I'll give it a 7 out of 10, but that's just me. I'm sure you probably love it. Leave your comment on the video. Let me know what you think about it. If you're first time to my channel, thank you so much for watching. While you're there, like video, share video, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Deuces.